fall can be attributed to a Sith holocron nonetheless, who his own Jedi Master possessed. It was here to mark a substantial change, as the Jedi would begin to actually hide the holocrons away and keep it secret that they even had them in the first place, and therefore, the birth of the holocron vault. From now on, even until the Clone Wars, there were only rumors that the Jedi had Sith holocrons, and only specific Jedi Masters knew of the truth. In fact, many of the Jedi that worked and operated in the temple were unaware that the archives contained Sith knowledge at all of which was hidden away only for the eyes of the Jedi High Council. Not even the Jedi Librarian had clearance for the vault or the Forbidden Section, though we later learned that Jocasta Nu had a hidden room full of Sith treasures behind one of these archived bookshelves, although we do not know why. But now that we've established the lore, back to the question, why would the Jedi never destroy any of these holocrons? It isn't as though a holocron is impossible to destroy, as we know they can, although the destruction of a holocron can be prevented by a powerful Sith spell. On some occasions, though, they can be destroyed extremely easily, as Bane destroyed the holocron of Revan simply by crushing it in his hand. They were not indestructible, which makes their existence even more interesting, as well as the existence of the Jedi shadows that hunted them. Shadows were a small elite subsection of the Jedi Sentinels, and their sole mission was to track down and recover or destroy all traces of the dark side. This can go from anywhere to destroying an artifact to an assassination. These Jedi shadows directly reported to the Council of First Knowledge, who in themselves were directly under the head Jedi Librarian. What's very important to know about this, though, is the Jedi shadows did not have permission to destroy Sith holocron, nor did the Council of First Knowledge, nor did the Jedi High Librarian. Only the Jedi High Council have the authority to destroy a Sith holocron. The reason for this is these items were so incredibly dangerous, there could be no loose ends. If there was a report of a location of a Sith holocron, we can assume that only a member of the High Council could personally go and recover it. And if any Jedi were found harboring a Sith holocron without the knowledge of the Council, the price would be expulsion. The High Council stated that the reason that they keep these Sith holocrons was that the Jedi intended to use the Sith's own knowledge against them. The Jedi had the plan that should the Sith ever arrive and the Dark Lord ever reveal himself, they would peer into these holocrons, learning the secrets of the old Sith to destroy the new. With the sheer amount of knowledge built up, the High Council believed that the Sith would simply stand no chance. A fatal flaw, of course. On the surface, it may seem like a good plan, but if you look at it a little deeper, it is utterly foolish. It may be wise to harbor your enemy's knowledge, but there's one factor the Jedi did not account for, and that is the dark side itself. A holocron is
You're fierce, unapologetic, yet optimistic and intentional on your journey.
SkinCeuticals shares your passion, pushing science to create the most advanced skincare.
You find joy in achieving high standards and visible results.
SkinCeuticals uses precision and medical expertise to help skin realize its full potential.
Together, we'll continue to push, because you and your skin deserve the power to become the best for life.
Trying to stop the end of the world.
The world's ending?
64.
On June 11th, you've never faced anything like this. You can team up for the summer's biggest rival.
No.
I like that. I like it a lot. Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. Only in theaters June 9th. This one is not yet.
Viewed with the Force, be it light or dark. That is how they function. They are technology, but every single fiber, wire, and crystal is heavily imprinted with the Force. The dangers of a Sith holocron don't simply come from the knowledge that is within it, but the power that is stored alongside the information. This is why only High Council members are allowed to view it. But I believe this is taking a massive risk. In fact, we theorize here at the channel and within the archives that the Sith holocrons may have manipulated the Jedi into making sure that they would not destroy them. If you don't think a Sith holocron could possibly be that powerful, allow us to talk briefly about Exar Kun and Jedi Master Atris. Exar was indeed prideful as a Jedi, but he still believed in the greater good, and was about as pure as any Jedi would ever want to be. But it was the allure that the Sith holocron had on him, which began to bring him down the path of darkness. Holocrons seduce Force wielders, offering them limitless knowledge, limitless power, and can break even the strongest minds, urging them to take a peek. Jedi Master Atris studied Sith holocrons, as it was her job to do so in the ancient days of the Jedi. But soon, she would slowly begin to change and grow an obsession. She surrounded herself with dozens, if not hundreds of Sith holocrons in her collection. All of those powers would slowly drive her insane and into the dark side itself. What resulted was none other than Darth Traya, the woman who would go on to train Darth Nihilus and found the Sith Triumvirate, which would cause the first Jedi Purge. Not every Jedi was seduced by a holocron, but still, they were not destroyed. But we do believe that keeping them in the main temple on Coruscant, instead of some base off-world, was a major flaw. But anyway, my friends, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on why the Jedi do not destroy Sith holocrons? And unfortunately, why in the end, nearly every holocron that the Jedi had, Sith or not, fell into the possession of Sidious? The journey of the holocrons finally coming full circle. As always, my friends, and fellow acolytes of the Force, thank you for stopping by our archives. Be careful of all holocrons, and may the Force be with you. So, you have returned, Acolyte of the Force. Good. This is just as I had foreseen it. You have returned because you wish to know more about the Sith that have come before us. Their power and greatness echoes through the waves of time and transcends the pages of history. It was upon their foundations that the Sith have grown to be what they are now. Long ago, this foundation began with the golden age of the Sith, which was ushered in by the one and only Marka Ragnos, one of the original Sith Emperors. We have mentioned this powerful Sith Lord many times in recent videos, but have yet to actually cover him entirely and get a good sense of just how powerful and influential he truly was. Marka Ragnos is praised by the Sith both old and new alike, with many Sith Lords of the past deeming him the greatest who has ever lived. Ragnos seems to have escaped the traitorous fate that many Sith would normally have. He is also one of the least criticized Sith Lords in galactic history. Many Sith have their gripes about those that have come before them, but even the rule of two Sith seem to regard Marka Ragnos as one of the finest emperors to come from their order. This is the kind of reverence and deeply rooted respect that you cannot buy, especially from the Sith of all beings. So what made Marka Ragnos so significant and great? Although we don't have much information on his lore, let's take a look at what we do know and find out exactly why Marka Ragnos is always held in such high regard. First though, let's explore his history. Marka Ragnos was a human-Sith hybrid that was a direct descendant of the original Dark Jedi from the Second Great Schism. Although we aren't told which Dark Jedi he descended from, we speculate that it may have even been their leader, Ajun Tapal. During his lifetime, Marka Ragnos acted with shrewdness and cunning, pitting all of his adversaries against one another, while he rose up within the ranks of the Sith. Once he secured his position as the ruler of the Sith people, he began expanding the Empire until it covered over 200 systems in the Outer Rim. Marka Ragnos was exalted by the Sith people, and they seemed to not only love him, but graciously accepted his ironclad rule. He was certainly the strongest of any Sith, and as far as we know, only one was brave enough to challenge his throne. A Sith man by the name of Simus entered battle with Marka Ragnos, but it resulted in Simus being decapitated. Through the powers of Sith alchemy and magic throws, Simus managed to live, and he constructed his head in a crystal that was carried by his servant. Marka Ragnos apparently admired Simus for his strength in using magic to survive, rather than this being his final death. And for this, Simus was promoted to being Ragnos' personal advisor, as well as held a very high position in court. When Marka Ragnos caught wind of a 13-year-old boy by the name of Tenebrae, who was so powerful that he had completely conquered his home planet, it was Ragnos who made it official by making the boy the ruler of that system, and providing him with a library of magic Sith knowledge. This boy would go on to become Darth Vitiate, a name many of you acolytes are very familiar with. I think this might have been one of the reasons that Marka Ragnos was so beloved. When he saw real strength, he acknowledged and rewarded it. He oppressed the weak and kept them under his foot as slaves to build the empire, and rewarded the strong for breaking their holds and accomplishing true greatness. But as we all know, Sith don't exactly respect just fairness. A Sith's loyalty isn't free and has to be bought with blood. These people only respect one thing and one thing only. That is strength. So how strong truly was Marka Ragnos, the most beloved of all Sith? His tales of greatness unfortunately don't go into any real detail as to what his powers of the Force were, nor his skill with the blade. All we know is a handful of things he has accomplished, but they are large enough to where we can get a pretty decent gauge of the scope of Marka Ragnos' true power. Ragnos did 3 distinct things that we can talk about, which all wrap into his amazing amount of knowledge concerning Sith sorcery. Marka Ragnos created 2 artifacts, a pair of gauntlets and a scepter, as well as accomplished the power to appear as a Sith spirit. At his funeral, Marka Ragnos appeared in his spirit form, which shocked all of those who were present, including his successor, Naga Sadow. This tells us that Marka Ragnos was one of the first Sith to actually accomplish this. Of course, we know that the Dark Jedi such as Ajunta Pal, as well as Karnas Mur, survived as Sith spirits. However, it doesn't seem as though they really made contact with the Sith people following. Karnas Mur's spirit was bound to his talisman, and he was more or less enslaved to it. Ajunta Pal's melancholy spirit wandered his tomb until he entirely forgot who he was. So on this level, I would be bold enough to say that Marka Ragnos was the first Darksider to perfect becoming a Sith spirit, a feat which is not something that can easily happen for a Darksider, especially a Sith. Ragnos sort of paved the way for this ability to where other Sith Lords such as Naga Sadow, Friedan Nad, and Exar Kun could accomplish it later, with it still being extremely rare and extremely difficult. The 2 artifacts he created also gives us a good idea of his power range, while this hasn't exactly been made official. What our researchers have noticed when it comes to Sith enhanced items is that the power of the artifact usually reflects the power scope of its creator. Simply put, the stronger the maker, the stronger the item. This only makes sense as we have seen only the strongest artifacts stand the test of time, and strong Marka Ragnos' artifacts were. The first one is the pair of gauntlets, which are said to greatly increase the force powers of the wearer. This may not be too special on its own, as many Sith objects and talismans were made to yield the exact same effect. However, the power of Ragnos shines when we take a closer look at his scepter, which might possibly be one of the most powerful items in all Star Wars lore. The scepter had the ability to literally siphon force energy from beings in places like Darth Nihilus did. However, the scepter stored all the power inside and could be unleashed in waves of power, or, wait for it, could actually bestow a regular being force sensitivity, instantly granting them the power level of a Jedi Padawan, and a power that they can then cultivate to master. No other object, or even being in Star Wars, has ever claimed to wield power like this, and granting the very ability to give those to the Force. Many millennia after, a cult to Ragnos got their hands on the scepter and began giving their members Force powers while gathering all the energy from Darkside nexuses around the galaxy in order to perform a ritual to resurrect Marka Ragnos. This is how deep Marka Ragnos' reign went within the people. They loved him enough to attempt to bring him back from the dead, and a cult that had nothing to do with the Sith beyond Ragnos. This process was almost successful as the leader, Aximus, unleashed the power of the scepter to summon the spirit of Marka Ragnos, the spirit who then possessed his body. If not for the combined efforts of the Jedi Knight Jaden Korr and Master Kyle Katarn, Marka Ragnos would have returned, the ultimate Sith. The Jedi, though, managed to destroy the scepter, which banished his spirit, and also took with it all the force sensitivity that the cultists gained. Now, obviously, Marka Ragnos was weakened by being in the body of a being lesser than he. Otherwise, it is hard to imagine anyone stopping him. From what we can gather, Marka Ragnos was a being of exceptional power that likely had total mastery over Darkside magic and Sith alchemy, to the point where he was also able to acquire godlike powers and having the ability to bestow force potential
Trying to enjoy a nice meal in my house that I pay rent. I pay my food. The next man paid for his. That's what you call a man. I pay for mine. Real females respect that. Real men respect that. Shoot away. You're in the wrong apartment. Stop listening to my stuff over here. Nobody cares about your opinions.
What if beer could get to the right place at the right time all the time?
I wish I could drink beer.
Like this. Getting this beer all over the world. Right when they need it.
Yes, when I be...
And they go work for a beer company? Or ask for a job in a beer company. One of these fucking beer companies around here? This fucking come home with some boxes and shit.
Alrighty everyone, welcome back. It is now the middle of May essentially, and given that there's a lot of things going on right now with the Star Wars roadmap between the Star Wars films, the TV shows, and more related to all of that, we have John, George, and Dave, as well as Tony Gilroy, joining the quote-unquote dream team to really fulfill the Star Wars franchise and to really kind of adapt all the Legends content into live-action material as much and accurately as possible. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future Star Wars updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support, and without further ado, let's get right into the subject. Now, we know that Dave Filoni has his own new Star Wars movie, alright? This is basically going to be a very big deal because his movie is going to stand as its own thing. He's actually directing the entire thing. He's doing a lot of things with Jon Favreau to prepare for this film. That's going to build things up to that event. And that's basically, I think, the one movie that a lot of people are looking forward to out of all the three that were announced. You got the new Jedi Order film, Dave Filoni's movie, and Dawn of the Jedi, which that could be interesting too, by the way. But moving on to what's really going on here that involves the New Republic movie, or the Dave Filoni film, whatever you want to call it, essentially. It is going to be based on Heir to the Empire, by the way, and there's a lot of things being reworked into this actual film by Dave right now. He's in the notes phase, he's in the very early stages of getting this thing together. However,
you know, a lot of people don't know Star Wars, so I'm going to give you a little secret about Star Wars. There is no Sith, there is no Jedi, there's only the Force. So whoever is bringing up the Jedi, whoever's bringing up the Sith in the movie, is just bringing divisions to hide the true agenda of the movie, or the person behind who's manipulating the movie. There is no Jedi, there is no Sith. There's just somebody that's behind the scenes playing politics, making everyone fight.
With many new Star Wars projects currently in development by Disney and Lucasfilm, one of which that both John and Dave are focused on is the Dave Filoni-centered film that is set to be based off of Heir to the Empire from Star Wars Legends. One of the very big plans that Dave Filoni has, reportedly discussing with Disney executives and the board members, was to use this movie as a vessel to bring back Luke, Han, and Leia to the big screen again for the Star Wars fans to enjoy their time in theaters again. With Filoni setting to base this movie on Heir to the Empire, he is already in the notes phase of giving Luke, Han, and Leia multiple scenes for this movie, where they are planned to pop in and out of the story. George Lucas is said to have a large role in how this will be directing, of course, in the actual movie, surrounding Luke, Han, and Leia's lives, and Disney is 100% on board with Filoni on making this all happen for the fans to enjoy. Now, this is where things get interesting, is that ILM is officially stepping onto this project to use new techniques and technology to properly recreate Luke, Leia, and Han Solo, and how fans would have never imagined this to be done in this specific way. Now, while Harrison Ford has been approached to get involved in this movie for them to de-age him and also use similar tech to that of Indy 5, so far Ford is actually said to be at a standstill on whether or not he wants to join this project. So let's just be very clear about this. It's not looking likely that Harrison Ford is going to join this project. It sounds like he's very standoffish, kind of similar to what he was like with The Force Awakens, and especially with The Rise of Skywalker, by the way. They really had to twist his arm to get him back for Episode 9. I think the only reason why he came back was to truly ensure that his character was dead, hence the vision that you see on the Death Star wreckage. Now, in this scenario, given that George is going to be directing these scenes with Dave Filoni on the whole Luke, Han, and Leia aspects, since it will be focusing on accurate adaptations of Heir to the Empire thrown into this Dave Filoni-centered film, this is very reassuring, and I think that this is the main reason why a lot of Star Wars fans should really look forward to this film in particular. Kathleen Kennedy is not producing it. Jon Favreau is said to be producing this one, and it's going to have zero Kathleen Kennedy input at all. Now, again, they're in the early stages still to this day. They're only doing the notes and stuff like that, getting everything together before they begin scripting, and that's a fun, phase as well, because this is where Dave Filoni's really listening to the fans, really kind of trying to establish what is of significance and what is not. He's looking at the shows and what's important to the fans and the fan reception, stuff like that. So that's why they're looking at Ahsoka Season 1 and 2 as a build-up to this movie. Now, that would easily make this a 2026 release, maybe 2027, given that Ahsoka Season 2 is currently not expected until 2025 sometime. Now, with that being all put out there and said, the next thing I want to go over is that Filoni's overall plan is to actually showcase very big scenes taken straight from Legends for Luke, Han, and Leia's story that will be adapted in live-action form for the conflict with Grand Admiral Thrawn and new Dark Jedi that will rise in this movie. Now, I would honestly be surprised if Dave Filoni, really was able to do this in a way that's going to be done so perfected where they can really just do the Dark Jedi properly. Now, we know that we have a couple of them, by the way. In the Ahsoka series, we got Baylan Skoll and Shin Hati. You guys may have seen them in the trailer, and that's just a handful of the Dark Jedi that will be coming to light. And there has been a lot of talk that Dave Filoni wants to bring in Jorah Sabaya in some way, shape, or form in the Mandoverse, so keep a lookout for that. It could very well be the Dave Filoni film as well. Now, so far, John is going to be producing this movie, and Kennedy will not be involved in the movie at all, which is a great sign for fans to get the proper Legends material that they want. Now, Graham Hamilton and Mark Hamill are said to be planning to work together on this movie for the return of Luke. Filoni is still undecided on what the time jump will be like for the film. And that's another thing to think about and put into the equation here, is that Dave Filoni still does not know what the time jump is going to be like. All right, it could be 5 years after Mando Season 3. It could be 6 or 7 years after Season 3. We don't know just yet. So for all we know, we could be getting a slightly older iteration of Luke in comparison to how you see him in the Book of Boba Fett, which should be interesting. But nonetheless, Dave Filoni has said this before in the past, that he would like to do a time jump with his movie that he was given by Disney. And that's the biggest question. How many years are we jumping ahead? That's the biggest one of all. Now, given that this is going to be a close or near accurate representation of Heir to the Empire, you don't really want to go too far, but you do want a little bit of a jump after Return of the Jedi itself. So there's a lot of things that are going into this, and you have to be very careful, especially with the Legends material. You don't want to upset the hardcore fan base. You don't want to do anything like that. Again, I'm sure Dave Filoni knows he doesn't want to be the next Rian Johnson of The Last Jedi, right? So this is going to be a very interesting...
Yo, listen, that Rian Johnson movie, if you're a Star Wars fan, you like that movie. That movie's a great movie. Is that it was made for the fans. Remember, people that don't like the movies are not really Star Wars fans. They really don't know what's going on. But that movie is a great movie. And in the future, it should be explained more.
Couple of years building this movie
up. That's my opinion.
Getting this thing out in theaters, following the New Jedi Order film, which a lot of fans have a lot of skepticism over this. You know, we've talked about this. This is also known as simply the Rey movie. A lot of people are calling it the Rey movie, but it's simply the new Jedi Order film with Rey being a supporting character. That's really the layout of it all. There's going to be a main lead. We're just not quite sure what that character is just yet. So, yeah, I mean...
You know, I like the movie. One of the reasons I like that movie is because they passed it on to the future. Now, a lot of people is mad that they passed it on to save Rey Palpatine, but it always been passed on to like that in Star Wars. Been in the Skywalker family. The Skywalker family is always, they always choose what they choose and what they believe. You know, some say if Rey has a kid, doesn't mean that in the future that she or him is gonna be in tune with what she says. She's gonna go what her beliefs are, and that's what Luke Skywalker was trying to say in The Last Jedi. We are parents, and we give, and we try to show them, but after a while we have to let go, and they're the ones who make the choices. So in Star Wars legend, remember the Skywalker family, they have a bloodline because they're very special. They come from somewhere. And that's why they always involved in the galaxy's affair, because they are so strong in the Force. So it doesn't mean that in like what I'm trying to say is that in the future is that some of them are going to be good and some of them are going to be whatever they choose and think that is right for the galaxy. So they could be right, or they could be, in other people's opinion, wrong. But in their bloodline, they always choosing what they believe. So we can't get mad at the Last Jedi, the movie, because it was a movie about passing it on to the next generation and showing that a Palpatine, just like in the past, a Skywalker, can make a decision, or how can you say, like a good decision or a bad decision, or a decision for themselves. So it's a great movie. It's passed on to a Palpatine, just like the past was passed on to a Skywalker, just like the other past was passed on to someone else. And they made those certain decisions. And now we come to this decision. It's a little bit freaky when it's a little bit too quiet. I'm just saying that. So it's like, it's a great movie because it shows that someone that is from the dark side and was from that bloodline made a choice that they believed that was really for the benefit of all. And that's where it goes back and forth. Some Skywalkers are going to make decisions and believe that it's for them and for the bloodline, while others are going to believe that it's for all. And that's why it's a great movie. It's trying to show you that even that the bloodline came from a certain bloodline, and they made that decision and argue with his parents. And it's always like that in the future. It's gonna always be like that. It's supposed to be like that with this bloodline. That their bloodline is always in conflict with the galaxy because of what they powers of they have, and the decision that they're gonna make. It's a beautiful story, man. It's a beautiful story. I'm getting there. I'm warming up. You gotta warm
this
up.
This is interesting, the fact that they have ILM stepping on board, embracing new technology that has not been used in the film industry yet. It's going to be used to recreate new content. It's said to be a combination of deepfake, and de-aging technology, something very new that has never been used in the film industry. So that's interesting. It means that basically it's going to be a step up from how Luke appeared in the Book of Boba Fett to the Dave Filoni film. I'm just shocked that they're trying to get Harrison Ford back. It just seems like an upwards battle where it's just not going to break. You know, I don't know about Harrison Ford, but it seems like he's the type of guy at this point where he just does not want to do anything Indiana Jones or anything Star Wars at all moving forward. But anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Fill me in below in the comments what you all have to say about this. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys next time.
So you played yourself. Oh shit, yo. Oh, what?
And he gets this one in the air to center field, but Siri should have room on the warning track at the wall. And it's out of here! Mark Vientos with the carry! Two-run homer to tie the game! That thing just kept going! Second Major League home run. He hits one in his first big league game of the season and gives the Mets the spark they need. This game is tied at 2. Boy, did the Mets need that.
Oh my god.
Hey, so what if we have questions about our policy?
And what if it's late at night?
And what if someone still calls his mom for everything?
At State Farm,
I don't watch that.
what ifs? Hey, Mom.
Who?
Word?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
Buck Showalter's club has lost 12 of 15, worst record in the majors in that time. Should the Reds take the game tonight or tomorrow, that would be 5 straight series losses. David Bell's team is looking for its 3rd win in 4 games. Hunter Green, 8th start of the season, searching for his first win. He has had solid success overall to this point.
Hunter's still trying to figure out what he needs to do in order to be one of the top pitchers in the game. Obviously, the stuff is there.
Struck him out with high heat.
Really nice sequence of pitching right there. We saw up and away at 98. Then
and he gets this one in the air to center field, but Siri should have room on the warning track at the wall. And it's out of here! Mark Vientos with the carry! Two-run homer to tie the game! That thing just kept going! Second Major League home run. He hits one in his first big league game of the season and gives the Mets the spark they need. This game is tied at 2. Boy, did the Mets need that. This Memphis, they got to pass the defending champion Warriors.
Yo, let me tell you something about LeBron James. LeBron James is a fucking great player, bro. He's a great player. He's great. We're gonna miss him. We're gonna miss him. Enjoy him. Like, enjoy this playoffs. Enjoy it, because it was a time there was Michael Jordan, and we all took it for granted. So we gotta enjoy this. The Steph Curry and LeBron James. No, and even Kevin Durant. Those special players, they special. But LeBron James is special. You gotta enjoy it because it's almost over. 10 years from now, we're gonna be like this. Enjoy it, because it's almost over. It's a beast, man. He's strong.
This Memphis, they got to pass the defending champion Warriors. Still down 6-3 at the play. James to Reeves. Reeves throws it up. It's good! Reeves from downtown. 9 straight points. It's a 3-point game. Timeout Denver. Austin Reeves, a 3. Austin Reeves from downtown. And it's back to 3 again. He's got 11 points in the fourth.
They're having all sorts of problems defending the pick and roll with Murray trying to switch and paying the price.
To the penalty. Murray, 5 to shoot. Murray pulls back. 3-pointer. Side of the rim. Schroeder the rebound. Outlet to James, and he's fouled by Porter. There are 4 free throws for LeBron, close to a triple-double. Clutch free throws. Lakers now 23 of 26 from the line. Murray to Jokic. Jokic back out. Caldwell pulled the 3. Davis the rebound. Under a minute remains. James directed traffic. 3-pointer. Long rebound. Deflected out of bounds. Last touch by Schroeder. Nuggets ball with 42 seconds.
Yo, what's had that shit? I ain't know Denver. I was gonna say Denver Broncos. I never knew the Denver Broncos was this nice, man.
Junior, not Murray.
That's a good team, yo.
James and Schroeder out there for the Lakers. Up top to James. James back to Reeves. Reeves checks off the 3-point line, gets inside. Inside to James. Stolen by Jokic. 17 seconds ago, they've got a foul. Brown won't take the layup. He brings it back out. Bruce Brown should have gone in and taken a layup. What a costly turnover.
Yo, you enjoy LeBron James. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. That's why they say he's the best ever, man. This is TV right there. That's action. That's what you call action right there. Enjoy it, because you never know when it could leave like that. That's great. Oh, good player. Real good. Oh, yeah, 3D out. Feel funny? He was like, yo, that shit? That shit. Hey.
Today, we are going to test out the Gen 6. It's here.
65 is about
average. Alright, so this is the new one. Take a peek at this. Look at the difference. It's really not a big difference. Here's the numbers. Oh, wow. It's not so bad. 180. That's carry distance, isn't it? Yeah, dude, I love the look of this, and I guess let's run through the numbers. I mean, wow. Pick up 10 yards for me. Could be a game changer for me.
You're trying to get your beat for sex.
Parents, your elementary school kids are probably learning biographies, but here's the question. Which biographies are their teachers choosing?
That shit was funny, yo. Shit had me laughing.
Let's get ready to move. Wait a minute! Hold it! Hold it! Nobody's pulling out! There's only one fucking sniper out there! Back off, mother. I'm calling the plays. I say we're pulling out. Yeah, well, what about Duck J and 8-Ball? I know it's a shitty thing to do, but we can't refuse to accept the situation. Yeah, well, we're not leaving Duck J and 8-Ball out there. Duck J and 8-Ball are wasted. You know that. Bullshit! Come on, you guys. We gotta go bring them back. Let's go get them. Let's do it. Stand down, mother. That's a direct order. Fuck you, cowboy. Fuck all you assholes.
Let's see that movie, yo.
Google Pixel Fold
That shit is crazy. That made my playlist, nigga. Oh, yo, you play this.
Part of a complete dance break.
Watch.
Padre.
There's nothing you could do to me that's worse than what I'm already living.
I ain't see that, man. He got frustrated.
Actually, Memorial Day mattress sale is going on now. Right now, you can save on new mattress arrivals like the Temper Breeze and Purple Premium Collection. Plus, pay 0% interest for 72 months. Visit your local Ashley store or Ashley.com for better sleep and savings.
Sometimes when you're really feeling it, high-fiving a stranger feels awesome. But not everyone's always feeling it. That's okay too.
Ah, need that, man. It's the one. This is the bitch, because the only way you know is by playing.
Folks can now get pre-qualified with CarMax with no impact to their credit score.
You know I'm the league's leading credit score.
is not just a point of sale. It's a communication device. It's a reporting device. It's a labor management tool. If you're looking for a POS system that's going to help you run your business, spot on.
All objectives secure. Expect counterattacks.
I got my first Botox cosmetic treatment on a lunch break. The treatment itself probably took 15 minutes.
10 to like 15 minutes.
Literally, on our lunch break.
So I got treated on my forehead,
my frown lines, and my crispy.
And can I be honest with you, I hate needles.
there was a pinch.
Quick pinch, and I went right back to work afterwards.
And I'm really happy with the results because they're very subtle. I still quit need, but just less lines. Talk to your doctor about Botox Cosmetic and whether it's right for you. The effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Learn more at BotoxCosmetic.com.
Securing Charlie. We hold all objectives. Keep them secure.
Sharing your health story matters.
I knew since I was 5 years old that I wanted to be a nurse. I equated it to helping people.
Stallion, that thing. Yeah. It's time. Would you? Right, this is Oh, I thought he was dead, man. Oh. Exercise. So when you walk around, fucking smoke. Ancestral. What is up?
Universal protection is something RAID scientists have been working on for more than 60 years. That's why RAID brands protect more people from pests in more places. RAID, protection for everyone. S.C. Johnson.
Vamos a hacer esta canción de las viejas también, espero que la canten con nosotros. Desde el corazón, mutilado de esperanza y de razón. Dejo un corazón de madrugada no me quiere. Ay, 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 ese corazón se desnuda de paciencia ante todo. Pobre corazón que no atrapa su cordura. Quisiera ser mujer para cantarme la vista de tu poseer y hacer burbujas de amor como pasar la noche en playa y no para voltarte coraje de tu cintura y ahora sentimientos de amor saciar quisiera ser un parecer y hacer burbujas de amor pasar la noche para borrarte coraje de tu cintura me hacen siluetas de amor saciar esta locura.
smoke.
Now Force Flex Max Strength bags are 25% more durable. When your bag has the strength to keep it together, it's better than all good. It's all grab.
Fucking hell.
Get off. Securing objective Bravo. Enemy securing Charlie.
La Roche-Posay Amphilia sunscreen visibly reduces the appearance of sun damage. Fluid lightweight sunscreen with Silox Shield, UVA UVB protection plus antioxidants. La Roche-Posay Amphilia sunscreen recommended by 90,000 dermatologists worldwide.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you just feel like you need to tell that special person in your life that you really love them. You know what I'm saying? Look into the side. Leave me sad.
Too many voices in my silence. Too many to feel alive. Say that you're free. Say that you're
with photo on blur. Buy Google Pixel 7a and get Pixel Buds A series.
Why you did that, you stupid motherfucker? Why you did that? Shot his own teammate, yo. You're a dickhead. He wants to be on top and he shot me.
The new Raid Essentials Light Trap uses light to attract, then trap flying insects. Light-powered attraction, insecticide-free protection. Raid, protection for everyone. S.C. Johnson.
was too hopeful. That's all I can describe it as.
Your local Ashley store is now offering 0% interest for 6 years on all Tempur-Pedic purchases until the end of the year. Click the link or visit
Yes, I can see her. Like sleeping. That goes Spanish? Come on, Spanish, man. 진짜 다시. That's what I was thinking in my head. Can I pull that shit out? Just look at him. Still got more. It's almost done.
For generations, Bridgestone has made tires. Today, we're still tirelessly at work, doing our part to help ensure the journey is safer, smarter, better, for generations to come. Because that's what really matters.
Kickstart your summer at Mattress Firm's Memorial Day sale. Don't miss great deals like up to $500 off Tempur-Pedic. Plus get a $300 instant gift. Try the new Tempur-Breeze mattress. It feels up to 10 degrees cooler. Shop now at Mattress Firm.
Ziploc bags are designed to save you at least $170 a year by wasting less produce. Ziploc storage bags keep strawberries fresh up to 2 times longer. Ziploc, unlock life. SC Johnson.
One of the first times I got on Quill, I got to see those rewards that I could have just right there in my hands. I just love how accessible the Quill is and how quick and efficient that it makes my life.
Pixel Fold, the only foldable phone engineered by Google. Pre-order Google Pixel Fold and get Pixel Watch.
Damn.
Yeah, roger that. Hostile UAV overhead.
You're halfway to mission complete. Keep the pressure on. The enemy has the lead.
Fucking feet, bro.
We've lost the lead.
Tossing smoke grenade!
Hostile UAV in the sector. Hostile cruise missile launch.
Throwing smoke!
The lead is ours.
Hostile cluster mine deployed.
The enemy has the lead.
Hostile UAV active.
What's your back?
Our UAV is orbiting the area.
Moving here! Moving!
We're losing ground. Last minute.
Hostile UAV overhead. Hostile SAE near your position.
Moving here!
Hostile movement in the area. Switching back.
Break.
I'm on your
30 seconds left.
Hostile care package in this sector.
Keep quiet! Shh! Quiet!
10 seconds.
Moving! Threats in the area!
Requesting recon. Online.
Mission compromised. We're done.
I'll be back. Take a break. Who's gonna love you more?
Generally not a good practice. If you go into the game sticking out, especially now, with the 2 hour, 2.5 hour games.
Go enjoy it. What, down 5-2 going to the ninth? After the Vientos homer, they gave it right back? I would have been bothered, I would have left.